Hello, and welcome back to another Nurse to Entrepreneur training video. I am so happy to be able to bring this to you all today, and give me about 5, maybe 8 minutes. We are going to talk about some really good stuff if you are a LPN or RN working in long-term care and or skilled nursing facilities, and you realize maybe you've been feeling this way for a while. You realize that bedside nursing is no longer for you. You're going to want to stay tuned in because today's training is going to be especially for bedside nurses who are ready to be, do, and have more. Today's training is for bedside nurses who want to know of another way that you can get money, and you are open to learning more about the possibilities of becoming a nurse to entrepreneur for yourself. Okay, and also in today's training, we're going to discuss the first step that you're going to need to take if you are ready to create a life that you love living. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Stacey Bogle. I am an LPN in the Maryland area, Baltimore, Maryland area, and I have been an LPN since 2007. I've actually been in nursing overall since 1997. So I am a G, a nursing OG. I've been in this, in this career for quite some time, and trust and believe that I understand nursing burnout, and nursing burnout is real. And I also understand that as a nurse, especially if you got into nursing for more practical reasons, and you've been doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, you may be at a point to whereas, you know what, nursing was cool, but now I am ready to pursue other things in my life. You may be at the point to whereas you are feeling burnt out from working all of these double shifts and weekends and just really giving up all of your time in exchange for, a few coins. And a lot of the dilemmas that nurses face is that the thing about nursing is nursing does pay fairly well. So it kind of keeps you in that trap because now you're looking for other ways to earn income that's going to pay you the way that nursing does. So what we're going to talk about on today's training, that if this is you, if you're really feeling this way, if you're feeling like, you know what, I'm burned out from nursing, I wish I knew another way for me to earn another way for me to get money in the way that I earn money as a nurse. We're going to talk about one of the first steps that you're going to need to take. Okay. And this is not so much about the getting money part. It's the first step in positioning ourselves to pursue other things and to really create that life that we love living. So let's get into it. We talked about this first step, okay? And the first step, I'm gonna move over some because I want you to be able to read this. Now, look at this nurse, okay? Look at this nurse. And I know many of us have felt this way on a shift or two. You're just tired, okay? You're tired, you're overworked, you're dealing with administration, you're dealing with these demanding patients, okay? You're dealing with family members, you're dealing with having to supervise other nursing personnel, some of these GNAs, and I was a GNA or I was a CNA in Pennsylvania. In Maryland, they call them GNAs. But I was a nursing assistant in Pennsylvania for 8 years before I became an LPN. So trust and believe, I know how it is as a nurse's aide, but I also know how it is as the nurse and some of the frustrations that you can have or that, that we deal with in having to manage some of these, these nursing assistants and all of the things that come with nursing, these heavy med passes, one little old nurse for 30, 40 patients. So when we're feeling like this, the first thing, and this is not just you feeling like this on a shift, okay? Because this feeling right here comes and goes. Even nurses who love nursing and have been doing this for a very long time and they will never leave nursing, they feel like this. They have those days. We all have those moments. But when you're feeling like this, before you even get to the job, you just frustrated and you're just feeling burnt out and you really don't want to do this anymore, you have to make the decision on the future that you want. You have to really make that decision on how do you want to live. You have to decide for yourself. Am I going to continue to keep living this way? Am I going to continue to be stressed out? Am I going to continue to trade all of my time in exchange for a couple dollars? Because here's the thing. Yes, you can work doubles. You can work 12s. You can work 10 hours and you can make a decent check. But how long are you able to do that? Are you going to spend the next 10, 15, 20 years still working double shifts and still working 12s and nights and weekends? And really, the money that we make is good, but it's still not enough to do all the things that we want to do. And we're still sacrificing, even though we are here, we're breaking backs and we're working hard and we're being that nurse and we're showing up. It's still financially, we're still sacrificing and having to say no to a lot of the things that we want to say yes to. So we need to make the decision on the future that we want. Are we looking to make more money? Now, like I said, with nursing, we make good money. We make decent money. We're not making six figures. As an LPN, we're not making six figures, but we make decent money. We make decent money to pay rent and a car note and one or two other little things, maybe take a trip here and there. Okay, fine. But at the same time, we're going to need to be smart and not for vanity reasons, and not to just be saying, oh, we want all of this money. But we have to decide and start thinking ahead. Because I still do nursing. I work agency, and I've worked agency this whole time. But the thing with agency is, it's not a retirement plan. We're not getting benefits. We're not getting 401k. We're not getting, all of the things to really help us to build our retirement and help us to save and plan so that at some point when we can't be the nurse anymore, we at least got some money stacked up so that we can live a decent lifestyle. Let's decide on it. Because a lot of nurses are living for today. A lot of nurses are living to work and go through feeling like this just to get a paycheck to pay bills. And not really having enough left to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to stack my money. I have money to invest. I have money to put aside so that I can retire comfortably. I have money to whereas, you know what, I want to, upgrade. I want to buy a nice house. I want to be able to do things with my kids or my grandkids. I want to be able to take a nice trip. Not a budget vacation and not anything that's on sale, a really nice luxury first class vacation. And there's nothing wrong with that. just because we're being the nurse, and yes, that whole empathetic thing, and we're here, our purpose is to serve other people. Yes, but at the same time, we have to start learning to serve and expect to serve ourselves and really make that decision that, you know what, I want to earn more income. And I want to earn more income without having to go out here and pick up another double shift to get it and sacrifice my nights, my weekends, all of my extra time that I could be enjoying with my family, time that I could be, my me time that I could be spending with my man or my wife, and having to get up and go to work. So we really need to make that decision. Okay, we desire to make more money, and we're making a decision that we're going to go out here and we're going to find a way for us to earn some extra income, so now we can live and do the things we can truly be doing half more. So deciding we want to upgrade our lifestyle. Most nurses live a decent lifestyle in Maryland. Now Maryland's a little expensive, out here. And in all honesty, I do real estate as well. I was, I have my license, and I am aware of housing prices. And I think we all know that real estate has gone up. And in Maryland, you're at least looking at $400K for a house, for a basic house. Now let's say, okay, you want a real nice luxury house. You're at a point where, you know what, you want to buy maybe a nice townhouse, one of the new townhouses, and you want to upgrade your lifestyle. You want something a little bit more luxurious that nursing is not going to give you, regardless of how many doubles you out here working, especially if you're like a single mom or a single parent. Regardless of how much work that you're doing, you're still not really going to be able to upgrade. And some of the housing prices out here, you're looking at $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 for some of these newer houses out here. It's an example, but it's an example to show that there's things out here that a lot of us may be wanting for ourselves, but we don't necessarily have the income to be able to afford it. And working more is not always going to be the solution to getting what we want, because really at a certain point, as an LPN, you're maxing out. Even as an RN, you could probably do a little bit more, obviously, than the LPNs, but even still as an RN, you're going to spend the next 20, 30 years still having to work doubles, 4 or 5 doubles every week. At a certain point, we got to be smart about the things that we're doing. So all of this comes with making a decision about the things that we want. We talked about being able to travel more. We want to decide, you know what? Now I'm at a certain point in my life, I want to go out here and I want to see the world. I want to enjoy my life. I want to travel. I want to, vacation. I have kids. I have grandkids. I want to, go out here and go on a cruise or do something fun and fancy, and not have to worry about all of the work that I have to put into having to pay for it, and then all of the work that I may be missing because I'm on this vacation and I still got to come back and double up to make up for the time that I lost. We want to be able to do these things without having to associate it all to us working more. And that's a decision. That's a decision that we really have to make. It's a decision that we have to make, and it's a decision that, even though we might not know exactly how we're going to make it happen, we're deciding that we want it to happen, and we're not going to stop until we figure out a way for us to really create this life that we love living. And then improving relationships. Okay? Now, me, I am a single mom and I have 2 kids. Now, I know that I've sacrificed a lot of time. My youngest son is 3 years old. My oldest is 22 or 20. Yeah, he's 20. But my youngest, I basically started all over again. And my youngest is 3 now. He just turned 4. The point is, I miss a lot of time with him because I'm a night nurse. Okay? So a lot of times, either I'm working on weekends, or I'm having to get up my bed and work at night and leave my baby, or sometimes I'm working day shifts. If, just depending on how the work comes in, I have to kind of sometimes take it how it comes, which means I'm working nights, I'm working days, I'm working weekends, and I'm sacrificing a lot of time with my son because I'm out here working. So a lot of us, how would our relationships? We have to decide that we want better relationships, that we want to be there more for our kids, especially them nurses out here who's working through to 11, and you got young kids. Imagine all the time that you're sacrificing with them, especially, during school, during the day, but in those evening hours when they are home from school, you can't spend with them, or they're with someone else or daycare or whatever. But that time is important because you are here and you gotta work. You're sacrificing. A lot of times we sacrifice in that time, yes, thinking that, we gotta go out here and pay the bills, but it doesn't always have to be like that. So we have to decide, we want to be around for our family more. We got relationships and we night nurses. A lot of times our partners don't want us working at night. They want us at home in the bed with them. They don't feel right when, we got to get up in the middle of the night and go to work. And by the time we get home, they're gone. So we have to decide that, I want more time and I want more money so I can have better relationships. I can be around more. I can do more with my kids and my family and for myself. And all of that really, in this first step to creating a life that we love living, we're making a decision that this is what we want. And all of these things factor into our future. And it's not superficial. And it's not vanity because we want more money, because we want to have a better lifestyle, because we want to travel more, because we want to, improve our relationships by being there more and being able to be more present and not worrying about, I got to lay down and go to bed tonight because I got to get up and do this, this night shift. So these are things that, and other reasons that you may have why you realize, I am just burnt out from bedside nursing and long-term care, skilled nursing. Being a bedside nurse is no longer for me. So the first step in all of these things is really making a decision. And that's going to be the hardest thing for a lot of people, because you know why? Because a lot of us are conditioned into thinking one way, that working a job is one way. And we might not realize, and we might not have examples around us of other people who are earning extra income from home, people who have found a way to generate and make their own money or get their own money without having to exchange all of their time working a job. And one of the things, another point with making a decision is that a lot of times we're scared. And that goes back to my other point. Because we don't see other people around us, we might not necessarily have people who either have a business or, generate extra money either through trading or a home business, or there's so many other ways out here that you can earn income besides a job. And we may doubt ourselves because we put so much time into being the nurse. And you may be a good nurse, but if within your spirit, you realize, I've done this, I've put my time into this, I got whatever good feeling I was going to get out of serving other people and helping others. Now it's really time for me to help myself. You got to make that decision. And it may take a while for you to make the decision and then sit with it. We want to make that decision and then get to the point where we're not changing it. and we're not getting nervous and thinking, oh, okay, well, I can't do it, or I don't want to learn the new skills, or I don't want to continue to learn how to generate income outside of the job. So these are just some things that I wanted to uh, kind of just talk about with you on today's training. It's a 5-step process. We're talking about manifesting and creating a life that we love living. And we're talking about that first step. And that first step is going to be making a decision on the future that you want. Okay, so I really hope that I gave you some things to think about. I hope that this adds a little bit of value to you, and that, take some time. You may have already made that decision. And that's what's up. You might just be thinking, you know what? I already know that that bedside nursing is no longer for me. I just need a way for me to, come out here and get the money so I can retire bedside nursing comfortably. If that nurses you, then you're definitely going to want to stay tuned in during our 5-step process, because we're going to talk about that later on in our training. But for right now, we really want to focus on step 1, making that decision. And if you like this, feel free to comment and, leave a comment below if you have any questions, or if you feel like you made a decision, or if you need some assistance, or not even assistance, because decisions are made for yourself. This is something that has to come from within. You really have to decide what you want for yourself, and nobody else can make that decision for you. Not your husband, not your kids, not your mama, these are decisions that are coming from within ourselves, and the things that God put in our own heart, in our own spirit. And if it is within your spirit that that bedside nursing is no longer for you, then I encourage you to make that decision, and then stay tuned in, because we're going to talk about the next steps moving forward to creating a life that you love living and being able to retire bedside nursing comfortably. If you would like some more tips and some more inspiration as you begin your journey from nurse to entrepreneur, I put together some 10 inspirational thoughts and some audio videos that you can help to kind of just get your mind in the place that it needs to be and help to inspire you on your journey. You can visit StaceyBogle.com and check that out. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.